do, YouTube world? It's Coffee. Tapping back in, man. And 1090 Jake been under all kind of fire lately in the blogosphere, man. Like, what do y'all think about it? It's like we seen 1090. Obviously, he had an epic come up, rise to fame and success, rubbing shoulders with all kinds of heavyweights of the music industry and other entertainment worlds and stuff like that. The brethren's coming in, life is good, and there was little things that came out about him, like the grievance and different things. But for the most part, it all just kind of blew over for 1090. But it seems as of late, he's got a lot of individuals coming for him, man. That Byron Blake dude, comment if y'all watch his channel. He puts together excellent content, no matter where you stand in this whole situation with him in 1090. Like, you can't take from that dude that he is really good at what he's doing, man. And he brings the content from a perspective of like, yo, I'm not, because that's the thing. When a lot of people come for people, they hop online and just be like dissing the fuck out of them. They're soft, they're wussy, they're this, they're that, they're a fraud. You know what I mean? Just going in. He's like, yo, I'm going to put together this presentation, and like, this ain't about just coming for 1090's head. This is about analyzing the info and whatnot. And y'all let me know what you think. And he's been pretty dope with it, I gotta say, man. You know what I mean? But him, you got point and shoot getting at him. A lot of people, and like I said, all this info that's coming against him isn't really new stuff. It's been brought to the forefront of the blogosphere before, but it just rolled off him. But it's like, as of late, the momentum is all different. And then 1090's on some different ish now, where in this picture you see here, Bootleg Kev brought this up on the recent interview that a lot of people have been highlighting in their content. See that hairstyle? Bootleg Kev was like, yo, man, you look like you're just on your white boy vibes, your white boy-ish. You got the gelled up hair, and you seem like you're on some different type timing. And that's where he was talking about, like, he's not on that big blood-ish no more. He's trying to get tapped in with a local Boston hero, Marky Mark, and the Funky Bunch. Whatever happened to them too? Ain't it crazy, man? There was a member of the Funky Bunch, no cap, you can go look this up, named Hector the Booty Inspector. And I feel like I gotta throw a pause on there, you know what I mean? Because nowadays, like, he'd have to make his name Hector the female booty inspector. Like, the way everything is now with all these different ways people get down in the Diddy-ish, or like Hector the Booty Inspector, no Diddy, or Hector the Booty Inspector, pause. Like, seriously, the world is just crazy right now, man. But he's like, essentially what a lot of people are saying, dropped his flag. He's not on that ish no more. For him to continue to elevate, he has to, get off that gang ish. He was saying, like, Mark Wahlberg, he reached out to his peoples, and they take a look at his Instagram and is like, yo, red rags everywhere, big B's. Like, Mark can't do this, and also the comments he made about the gang culture. You know what I'm saying? That, like, a lot of individuals are broke, busted, disgusted, can't be trusted, and like, there's no future in it. Like, he's elevated beyond that, and it just doesn't make sense anymore. And there's all these theories, and I want to know what y'all think about the theories that maybe he's been leaned on or whatever. Like, people were taxing him, friendly extortion. And I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's what people are coming forth with, that is a part of the reason why he's trying to disassociate himself with the Bloods. Or who knows, is there something else that's going to come out that he's like worried about? I don't know. It just seems like it's different. Like, 1090's always just continued to do what he does, push his movement that he has, and not really have anything to say to the naysayers. But now you can see him, like, in this here is what I wanted to get at. And share your thoughts about all that stuff, y'all. What's going on with 1090 and everything. But and if y'all feel me, that it's like the momentum seems to be kind of mounting up against him, and just some of the things he said in interviews show that he's switching things up a bit or whatever. But then he throws this post out. I guess he's like trying to let individuals know, like, no matter what happens with me, my story's still my story. I still am who I am. And because Peabody says, that was one of the things too in some of the point and shoot videos and such, is that he wanted to be a good old cowboy, southern Florida country boy. You know what I mean? He said he had shit kickers on and cowboy boots, man. That itch had me cracking up, man. And again, I don't, I'm not trying to come for 1090 or nothing like that. I'm just commenting on the situation. I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of point and shoots. Like I said, this Byron Blake dude, outstanding content creator. You know, it's always interesting to just peep everything from a panoramic view, and then what transpires after it, what comes next, you know, where the content will lead us. You know, it's a crazy world we're living in this blogosphere era, as I always say. But it's like he's trying to let people know, no matter what he does, he still put in that work. He's still who he is, was, and always will be. As you see him chilling with his girl, and he says, yo, I told her I went to Florida State. And then next thing you know, he's like, that's a nice school, right? But he ain't no Florida State Seminole. He wasn't off getting a degree. He was in the Florida State Pen. Because you see the record, right? Holy fucking airball. He's got his name, number up there, the crimes, right? Burglary, armed with whatever weapon, grand theft, firearm, carrying a concealed firearm. Like, he's like, yo, no matter what it is, this is still me. You know what I mean? That's what I'm taking from it, that this is like a message to everyone, you know, like that it can go how it goes. He can, you know, transition into a different part of his career and his life or whatever. The money's came in. If, yo, like, so much money's came in, man, if he's invested well and is like, because that's what it's all about too with Ish, man. Isn't it crazy, just a side note, when you see people who, like, some of the athletes we've seen, like, just something that pops into my head, a very sad, tragic story that we've seen play out all over the internet, man. Delonte West, obviously, mental illness, which is very real, y'all. You know what I mean? And I don't say this joking around or nothing. Like, it's so crazy and just so fucked up and tragic to see him outside like that, and people recording him, and Mark Cuban and them picking him up and taking him to get better, and him running away, running back in to the streets, and, you know, trying to kind of numb himself out and you know, just exist. I don't know, sometimes life can be like that. It's easier to just numb yourself up with substances and not have the weight of having to get by in society on your shoulders. And this is a guy that made crazy millions. You know, it's sad. Y'all seen that video where he was talking about how he put everyone in his family to school and bought them all houses and such, and the lady's like, yo, but no one's out here looking out for you? And he's like, yo, I stand on my own too. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I ain't mad about it. But I kind of veered off and ranted, as I tend to do, or whatever, you know what I mean? Make sure to hit the buttons for me, y'all. Sub up, J Coffee Talk. I talks it up. It's just how I rock, man. But join the discussion on all this. But the point in bringing all that up is, like, 1090 is gross some serious revenue, and as long as he, you know, invested it well or whatever, like, this dude might not really need the blogosphere no more like that. I mean, obviously, like, I'm not saying his platform is about to fall apart or whatever, but you know, he don't necessarily need it the way maybe he used to, and, you know, people are gonna come for him. Like, I never quite understand too, when someone is that successful, why they would let anything anyone's saying really get to them at the end of the day, man. But I don't know, I just saw this, him putting this out there, like, you know, referencing his girlfriend and their relationship, and like, yo, I told her I'm from Florida State or whatever, and he's referencing the pen. Like, do you guys take that as a message as well, that he's speaking out to everyone that's seemingly coming for him or out to expose him or whatever, that, like, hey, shit might be different, but I am still who I am, you know? What do you think about it all, and all the, you know, everything that's been ensuing in regards to 1090 Jake and all that? Hit the comments. I'll get with y'all on the next one. It's Coffee. I'm up out of here. Peace.